all I saw was like blood like dripping on my t-shirt because she had busted my lip because she hit me so hard. Hey guys, it's your girl Jen. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna be doing a story time. A story time. Story time. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Let me stop. Okay, so today we're gonna be doing a story time about how I got into a fight for a boy. It's not as bad as it sounds, guys. Just wait until you get into the story. So all this started my 11th grade year of high school, and I had just came back from Liberia, and the whole Liberia story, that's gonna be another story time, and like you'll understand why I say some things in this video, like when I put the story time about like my experience in Liberia up. So it was like my first few weeks of school. It was really cool. Like I wasn't really like an active person. I stayed by myself. I walked from one class to another until it was like time to go home. Like I walked back and forth and out. That's how it was. I didn't really like socialize a lot. The only person I really talked to in school was my cousin, because she went to school with me, and I had like maybe like 2-3 people that I was like cool with, like school friends at the time. And it was just really chill until like a month into school. In my English class, it was 4th period. I was in this class with this boy. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna call him Eric. I'm gonna call him Eric for the sake of this video. So Eric was in my class. We never talked to each other. I was really quiet in class. The only time you ever heard me like really talk in class was like if the teacher calling me or something. So yeah, I was really quiet in class. I didn't really talk, but I always thought in my head like, oh, he's cute, you know? So like, but that was like back then. That's what I thought back then. So I thought it was cute and everything, and like it was cool. And I feel like the first time I actually got to like see him like close up was it was a day when I came to class, and like I was early and they were all there, and we were all early, and then he came up to me. He was like, oh, my mans want to know if he can have your number. So like I looked at the man. I didn't like the mans. So like I didn't like the boy, and I didn't want to like make anybody feel bad. So I was like, oh, like he can have my Instagram and he can text me on there. Like, you know, I don't just give my number to anybody, you know? Something like that I said. So I gave the boy my Instagram. He added me. He followed me on Instagram. I followed him back. It was cool. But the whole time I was like looking at the boy, I was like, oh my gosh, he's cute, you know? So then we had a mutual friend who like, I would tell him like, oh, like, who's that? And he'd be like, oh, that's this person and that person, you know? So I guess like the boy was also talking or asking about me too to the mutual friend. And for the sake of this video, I'm gonna call the mutual friend Peter. So Peter got fed up kind of, because he was like, oh, like y'all both like keep talking about each other, keep asking me questions, so I guess I'm gonna just put y'all on with each other or something like that. So Peter asked me for my permission, and he gave my number to Eric, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So he gave my number to Eric, and then me and Eric started we were texting. But y'all, let me tell you how embarrassing the whole texting situation was. I did not have an iPhone. I was using an Android. Throughout my 11th grade year, I had an Android. And like it was so embarrassing because I couldn't get certain emojis, and like it was just really bad. Like when I tried to use my emojis, it was like really ugly and just really bad. But somehow, some way, I got like an iPhone 4, and I just like made an Apple ID, and I used to use that to text him. And then like if we were talking on the phone or something, we'll just call and like, you know, FaceTime audio or something like that. So it was really cool, really chill, and we were getting to know each other. But then things started like moving a little quick when like we weren't even talking for like 2 weeks. And this boy asked me to be his girlfriend. But at the time, y'all, like I said, I was in 11th grade. And like at the time when he asked me to be his girlfriend, like I was so excited. I don't know why. I don't know why I was so excited. Like I didn't know nothing. Like I knew some things about him, but like I said, we weren't deep in like any kind of like friendship or relationship to really know each other. So we didn't really know much about each other. So it was like it was really quick. Everything seemed really quick. So then he asked me to be his girlfriend. I was like excited, and I texted him back. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this. I'm so excited. Like, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Like, pressed. I was pressed. So then that happened. He asked me to be his girlfriend on a Sunday, and I texted my friends, and I texted, I was like, oh my gosh, he asked me to be his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then my cousin was like, because I tell my cousin everything. And you guys are going to hear about my cousin a lot in this video because she played a big part in this whole situation. So, my cousin was like, I think, like, it's moving too fast, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't trying to hear none of that. I wasn't trying to hear none. So, I was like, whatever, I don't care. So then it was the first day of us being in a relationship during school. It was a Monday, went to school, like, walked me to all my classes. Like, he did that for, like, a whole week. And, like, everybody, I guess, like, everybody was noticing. And, like, if we're walking the hallway, like, somebody be like, he'd be like, oh, this is my girl, like that. And I don't know, every time he would say that, like, I was just be like, okay, I'm his girl. I don't know. But, like, everybody started noticing. So I guess somehow his, he had an ex in the school that I knew nothing about. I promise I knew nothing about. I did not know anything about this girl. Like, this boy didn't tell me nothing about this girl. So it was like a week later, after like the whole first week of us dating, I noticed that when I went to my class, it was like this group of girls like standing outside the class, like, but when I entered, it's like they all came in and they were like looking at me, like staring at me, like talking. You know when somebody's talking about you and they just like, when they're saying one thing to another person and then the other person that they're saying it to like turns and look at you to try to see what they're saying, like that kind of thing. So it was like that. And then I was just like, okay, because I didn't know what it was, because I didn't really do anything in high school to make, like, to get attention. I want to say, like, I never did anything to get attention, and I definitely didn't do anything to cause drama in high school. Like, I was thinking at that point, like, I didn't do nothing. So that passed, and so it was like the end of the day. So I go to my cousin, I'm like, yo, something happened to me today. Like, she was like, what? I was like, there was these group of girls in my class, like, they're just looking at me. I didn't do nothing. I don't know what it is. She was like, who are they? Because my cousin had been in the school longer than me, so she knows some of these kids and I don't. So she was like, who are them? I was like, I point them out, and she was like, oh, that's Eric's ex-girlfriend. I said, oh, now that makes sense why this girl would be like talking about me. So I was like, oh. But now I was like, maybe it's just a one-time thing, and they're not going to be coming back constantly. But no, guys, they came every day. They came every day for the rest of that week, and the week after, and the week after. And then it got to the point where, like, one day they even went as far as, like, coming to me, like, in a group. I was sitting in my seat, and, like, all of a sudden, like, I see, like, people pulling chairs. Like, they're, like, pulling chairs. Mind you, my teacher, every day, he was so annoying. Every day when it was time for that period, he had to go use the bathroom. So, like, I guess everybody noticed that. So that's when they took that time to do the little thing they wanted to do. So they came and they made a circle around me or whatever. And they're, like, asking me questions. Like, you're Eric's, who are you to Eric? Like, blah, blah, you're homeworker, and you did this, and you did that, and you did this. I'm just like, wow. So I'm just sitting there, like, I'm not saying nothing because, like, I'm just listening. I want to hear what all they're saying. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, like, every time they would say something, like, I'll process it in my head. Like, they'll be like, oh, your homework. I was like, well, I mean, like, we're all in high school. I don't think anybody has anybody have a home for me to wreck, but you know, I just processed everything they were saying. So like, they didn't even get to finish because the teacher came in the class and then the bell rang and then they left. I was like, okay, that was weird. So then it was after that period, I went straight to my cousin's class and I started telling her again, like I always do. I started telling her everything again that happened. And she was like, oh, now they want to mess with you. Like, now they're bullying you, blah, blah, blah. You need to tell him to get his ex-girlfriend, I mean. So I was like, okay, I'm going to tell him. So mind you, we didn't really see each other too much during school because we had one period together, which was fourth period, the English class. So my class that the girls will always come in was my last period, and it was my math class. So I got to see him right after, but like I didn't see him throughout the day like that too much, unless he was walking me to my class or something. So it was after he had this little spot that he would always wait for me at. So I went there, saw him, and I started telling him like what's going on and blah blah. And he was like, oh my gosh, like I feel so bad for you. Like I don't want you to go through this. Like guys, I had all the messages. Like I would put videos and messages, but like I don't want to start anything. So I'm gonna just explain the story. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it go. They're not gonna do it again. I don't think so. I was wrong. They did it again and again and again, and just got to the point where like it was a breaking point for me. So I called him one day when I got home from school, and I was like, look, this whole relationship thing is not working. It's not even fun. Like, it's so much drama. I don't need this like much negativity in my life. I don't need any of that. And I told him, and then like he started going off like, oh, like, how can you even call me to say that? Like, you're gonna let people who don't even know nothing about a relationship get in the middle. Mind you guys, we've only been together probably for like 3-4 weeks, maybe like a month, not even, maybe like 3 weeks. So like I'm thinking like, whatever. So, but he's saying all the things that I want him to say. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go address them. They're not gonna keep doing that. They're not gonna interfere in my relationship because now they're messing with me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like falling for it. I'm listening. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna go defend me. And I was excited about it. I don't know. But then it was the next day of school. He went to the girls and he confronted them. I wasn't there, but he went to the girls and he confronted them. And then he came back and he told me what he told them. But I really thought that if he goes up to them and he tell them and like put them in their place and all that stuff, it was gonna stop. It didn't stop. Like, it didn't stop at all. It kept going, kept going, kept going. It even went as far, it went to Twitter beef. It went to Snapchat. Like, people were taking pictures and saying nasty stuff on it. Like, all kinds of stuff. So I got to the point where, like, mind you, everything that was happening, I was going back home and I was telling my parents, but like I wouldn't tell them like it was because of a boy. Like, I would just like beat around the bush, like I don't know why, I don't know what I did to them, but they're doing this and they're doing that to me, kind of thing. And my dad would always be like, oh, go report it. But I would never report it because like I didn't want to be a snitch, you know. So when they did the Snapchat thing, it was kind of like like another breaking point for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go report this because I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't even focus in school. Like, I don't know. So I went to the office and I told them. I felt like the office didn't really do anything for it because all they did was tell the girl to take it down, and I don't know what else did they do. And then like they switched our class where like there was the girl that posted it was the ex-friend, and she was in my math class, and what they did was they kicked her out of the math class and they put her in a different math class. So, like, they just separated us. Like, we weren't going to see each other in the hallway or something. Anyway, they did that, and then, like, it just never, it didn't stop. Like, it went on for months and months and months. It'll be, like, every day is something new. Like, oh, she smell bad, or, like, she's ugly, or her forehead's big, or, you know, just stupid, childish things when they know I don't smell. And yes, my forehead's big, so what? if my forehead is big and that's a problem to you and your ex is coming to me, obviously it means I'm pretty. I don't know. But I don't get it. But that's their business. Anyway, So then that kept going on. And then it was like this one day where like it went to like a whole nother level where I was coming home. I was coming down the main stairs in our school to go home, and my cousin then was waiting for me down. And while I was coming down, I just saw like a huge group of girls. Like I'm saying like maybe like 20 of them. Like I don't know if it was like 15 or 20, but it was a lot. I'm saying like freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, all of them mixed up, boys, girls, like I'm saying like mixed together. Like, so my cousin was like, yo, I think they're waiting for you. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm so mad because I'm like, what? For what? What now? You know? So then like there was like, let's go. They're not gonna do anything. All the administrators are out there and the securities and stuff. So then we're walking. As soon as I pushed the door, because our school had like 2 sets of doors. You push the first one, and then you push the second one, and then you're outside. That's how it was. So I pushed the first one, and everybody's like making space. Like, you know, when somebody's opening the path for you to go in, they're like opening the circle. So then I pushed the second door, and all of a sudden, like me and my cousin, her friends, like we're all in the circle, and they're like yelling at me and like cussing at me and like saying all this stuff to me. But me, the way I am, like I'm not really a fighter, I guess, but I will, if you come with me, if you come at me with like heavy energy, I'm gonna give you the same amount of energy back. Even though in my mind, like I don't want to fight, but like if that's what it's gonna lead to, that's what it's gonna lead to me. But like I'm not a fighter in a way, but I'll always defend myself because I would never just let anybody just bully me and keep bullying me and like no one's doing anything about it. So they were talking, I was talking, my cousins was talking, her friends was talking, we're all talking, and they were getting ready to like fight. So when they started getting real loud, you know, when it's about to be a fight, everybody's coming with their phones, everybody's yelling at their friends to come see, you know. So like the administrators, they saw, and then they came and they got us, they took us in the office, and like they got everybody's side of the story, blah blah blah, that passed. And nothing happened, nothing changed. But they still did the same thing, except they wouldn't come to me. They'll just see me in the hallway and like say things, or you know, like high school things. So then it was this one day. So after everything I told him, he still we were still together, and I felt some type of way that day when that whole thing was happening, because I felt like he didn't come to my defense, and he was just like there, like, you know, like he wasn't really there, but I'm pretty sure he saw it because he was there. So he didn't really come to my defense, so I felt some type of way. So like I was just like chilling, like I didn't really text him all day, you know. So then I guess he called me later on that day, and he was like, oh, this whole thing, I think we should stop, and this and that. There's so much drama. Whole time I was thinking, didn't I just say this like a few days ago? So I guess like the point was he didn't want me to break up with him. He wanted to break up with me. I don't know. I don't care. It happened. But then that happened, passed everything. Went to school. It was a regular day. I had a good day at school. I think it was like it was like third period. I was in a class with one of my other friends, and we was talking across the room, and my friend was like saying something to me, and I was responding to her. And I guess like my response was like something, I said something, I don't remember. So I said something to her, and then she was like, whoa, like don't say that out loud, you know, like don't say that, it's my business, like don't say it out loud. So I was like, oh, like I forgot the snakes are here. Like that's all I said. I said the snakes are here, I forgot. Right then and there, I don't know this girl. Like she always been a part of the crowd, but like I never really like looked at all of them like individually to actually know them. So like she starts yelling. She's like on my right side, and she starts yelling, oh, somebody needs to put this bitch in her place. Somebody need to put this bitch in her place, blah blah blah, da. We've been letting this go on for too long, blah blah blah. I'm like, mind you, the whole time she's talking, I'm not even paying too much attention to her because I don't want to be looking dead ass in her face. So I'm like, I'm picking my homework from my backpack, and by the time I lift my head up, all I saw was this girl big ass hand, big as like her, my hands, her hands are like triple my hand, like, and thicker and like big hands, like hitting me in my face, like my entire lip. Okay, so I think I was wearing like a yellow top or something. I remember it was a t-shirt, and like all I saw was like blood like dripping on my t-shirt because she had busted my lip because she hit me so hard in my mouth. So I was so mad, guys. If you know, like, people who like quiet people who know, like, when people bother you, like, you let certain things go, but like you had your final straw. That was my final straw. Like, I was so mad. Like, I was, when I get mad, I cry. Like, I wasn't crying because so much like, oh, like she's gonna beat me, because I really did, she couldn't beat me. So I was crying because now you're taking me out of my character, and now I'm gonna have to fight you, and now I'm gonna have to like hurt you because you hurt me. So I get up immediately, like jump on her, like we're fighting, like, and mind you, she's, at that time I probably weighed like 115 pounds. She's probably like times 2. So rather than like we're like going at each other, it's going back and forth, like we're fighting, blah blah blah. And my principal was really cool. He really used to like me, because like I'll always go to him, like we'll always talk, we had like conversations. He really used to like me. So my principal got called, and he came like running upstairs, and he like, I'm throwing my books at this girl because the teacher's like separating us, they won't let me touch her. And like, mind you, my friends in the class, and my friends acting like she's like separating the fight, but she's like low-key hitting the girl too. It was so funny to me. But like, she's low-key hitting the girl too, and like the girl's talking, like both of us, but my friends like she's, I don't know how to explain her, but like she's loud. So she starts like, don't put me in that, blah 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 blah, like getting at her. But then my principal came, and he picked me, like literally picked me up, and like put me like until I got out of the class, and he put me down at the stairs, and like he was like, go downstairs, and he like yelling at me. And so I go in the office, I go in his office, and I'm sitting there, and the whole time, guys, what, my lips like, it's swollen, like it's busted. People are like looking for ice for me, looking for pills for me to take so I don't have like a headache or whatever. The only thing I'm worried about is my hair, because this girl, she pulled my hair, like she was like, you know, girls, the way they fight, like just pulling my hair. I was like, y'all, if this was a wig, do you know how embarrassing this would have been? But it's a sew-in. But like, she pulled my hair so much, like I had a headache. But I was so worried about my hair. Like, I was texting my cousin, like, come on, like, Romy, I need you to bring me a brush or a comb or something. Like, my hair is so messed up. So my cousin comes, and she see my lip, and like she's laughing at me because like, nigga, you look like you just got like into like a fight with like a what's something that can stretch, like an elephant, and like, and all you're worried about is your hair. And I'm like, yes, because at the end of the day, that's all I care about. Like, I don't really care about that. It already happened, it already passed. So then go in the office, they get our like both our stories, whatever, and she walks them too. So they couldn't let me, so they let her walk, and they didn't let me walk. So they called my dad, and he called me. My dad was at work, so he couldn't come pick me up. Clearly he was upset with me, but he called me an Uber to go home. I went home, and I was just like, so like, I didn't even care about none of the stuff they were talking about. Like, I was just so mad at myself, because how can I even sit there and let somebody take me out of character like that? And then, like, I was just really upset with myself. And yes, guys, that's why I stopped dating boys in my high school. And it was just like, or talking to anybody in my high school at all. Like, not just dating, just entertaining anybody. Like, I didn't entertain anybody after that. It was just too much. So yes, guys, that's the story. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And yes, I'll see you guys in the next video.